Good morning and welcome to Our Issues Milwaukee. I'm your host, Andrea Williams. Our focus this morning is on the live theater. Live theater is an art form that I have a great deal of respect for, and we are so blessed to have a long list of venues right here in Milwaukee that give performers a stage to showcase their talents. The Milwaukee Repertory Theater is one of those venues. It's in its 63rd season, and it's dedicated to providing the highest level of professional theater to Milwaukee and all across Wisconsin. My first guest can be seen in the musical production Black Pearl Sings at the Rep, going on now through March 18th. Lynette DuPree stars as the main character, Pearl, and Colleen Madden is a co-star, and she plays the character Susan Mullally. How are you, ladies?
Hi.
Absolutely fabulous.
Thank you for being
us
here. You don't know how excited I am to talk to stage performers because you bring so much to the stage. Not only are you talented actresses, you can sing too, so.
Some of us better than others. Yeah.
Well, we'll talk about the outstanding music in Black Pearl Sings, but what I want you to first do for the audience is give us a backdrop of what this is all about.
Black Pearl Sings takes place in 1933 and 1934 in Texas. The first act takes place in rural Texas in a prison, female prison, chain gang.
Wow.
And the second act takes place in 1934 in New York City, in Greenwich Village. So that's kind of the backdrop. So there's a little bit of unlearning all of the modern conveniences that we have today and going back to a time when things were a whole lot different.
Yeah, and when we think of 1933, I mean, that is the height of the Great Depression. You had racial violence that was becoming more common in the South, and then Adolf Hitler was then, I believe, appointed as Chancellor of Germany. So you had all those things happening during that time period, which gives people a really good idea of where you were as far as that time, that moment in time, I should say, and also where some people were as far as their way of thinking about others, right? So let's talk about your character and what it is that she's all wrapped into.
So Susanna Mullally works for the Library of Congress. She drives her car around. She's one of the only women at the time who has her own car, and she drives around and with a big recording machine in the back, in the trunk. And she goes to farms and mines and valleys and mountains and prisons looking for folk music, ballads in particular. Folk music that carries a cultural legacy with it. She's trying to preserve cultural legacies in music. And she gets this idea to go to prisons and see if she can find the oldest song she can find that perhaps came here from Africa on the slave ships, and record the music. And what she's trying to do, she has a real passion for what she's doing, but she is also driven by ambition. She's trying to establish her academic credentials because she is a woman in a man's world. And even though when we meet her, she's her own boss, we realize that she's missed some big opportunities because of her gender. They've been literally stolen from her. So she's trying to forge her own way and make a name for herself.
All right, and so we have Alberta Pearl Johnson, who obviously is a part of the chain gang, but Miss Pearl has this expressive voice, and she stumbles across you during her journey, and we're not going to give too much of this away, but it's just kind of interesting that you were in jail. Can you tell us why you were in jail, at least?
I was wrongfully convicted, I will tell you that.
Okay.
Which was not a hard thing
Back
to happen
then.
in those days.
Right.
These days, I would never have been convicted of the crime, but I was wrongfully convicted, forced to serve 10 years on a chain gang in rural Texas in the heat. And Susanna is the very first ethnomusicologist that I've ever run across. And the relationship that forms between us is quite amazing, because not just because of the racial divide, but the class divide, the economic divide, and it shows that we're a lot more alike than we are different.
Yes.
We all want the same thing for our families. We all want the same thing for our lives and for our careers. And I find Susanna absolutely fascinating, although I can't let on to her, but Pearl is a library, a complete library of music, folk music, that was passed down from her grandmother, her great-grandmother, you know, to her mother, to her. And so she is exactly what Susanna has been searching for.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you play, well, I shouldn't say play, you sing a lot of those songs that people in the audience will totally remember just hearing as they grew up, or it will be new to a lot of people in the audience as well.
It will be new, and not only that, some of the songs they'll recognize, but the original melody they never knew. So this will kind of open people's eyes to where the songs originated.
Okay.
It's very powerful, as the audiences that we've had so far have just really been moved and just said that they were going to tell all of their friends to come see the show. We've gotten such positive feedback from the audience, which is the major thing that you want.
Absolutely.
For
And
people.
you guys are performing in the Stackner Cabaret. So for anyone who's never really been in the Stackner, it's so intimate.
It's very
You can
personal.
almost touch the actors and actresses that are on stage, and it really brings to life what it is you're bringing in a whole nother way. So that is something people can definitely look forward to. Your music director is Milwaukee native, Abdul Hamid Royal, my friend as well, and he's been on this show a couple of times, as well as your director, Lisa Hoffman, and they both have a passion for what it is they do, and they're very talented at their crafts. So this is a very small cast, so it's the four of you basically working to make this everything that it is.
You know, I'm really glad that we're doing it in the cabaret for a couple of reasons. One is because usually at the cabaret they do musical reviews. This is really a straight play with music. It's quite dramatic, even though it has a lot of funny moments that we didn't expect. But also, as you said, it's so intimate. And I think that's part of the story, is that, you know, we meet in the warden's office in a women's prison, and there's no room. And I think it's a great metaphor. We are forced to be very close to each other. And then we move to the Greenwich Village apartment, and again, we're very close to each other.
There's no room.
I mean, it is an apartment in New York, would expect.
That's right. So it's pretty great. These two women really are forced in close quarters to see where they are different. And I think they are surprised. I think Susanna's quite surprised at what she does learn, almost a life-saving lesson from Pearl.
I think that's key too, when you're forced to be with people who are not like you.
That's right.
And we live in a world where everybody kind of goes off into their corners of the ring.
Yeah.
But when you're forced to be in a place where you're with people that are not like you at all, it gives you a deeper understanding. It allows you to divorce yourself from what I call the expertise of me, and entertain the possibility of we.
Okay.
And I think that's a life lesson for everyone.
I would totally agree with you, and that's what this is really shining a light on, the fact that you have women who are living in a man's world. It also focuses on being black in a white world, and all of these things that really can ring true even in today's where we stand today with a lot of things that's going on. It gives people a different perspective of really how we are more alike than we are different.
Right.
And so we've pretty much painted a clear picture of what Black Pearl Sings is all about, but I think it's a treat to show the viewers at home a piece of your rehearsal tape and how you guys really work hard behind the scenes to make it all come together. Let's take a look.
Hey, we're here at the Milwaukee Rep in the first week of rehearsals of Black Pearl Sings.
Black Pearl Sings is a story of two women in the 1930s finding out more about who they are and connecting through music.
It's really exciting to watch them navigate and negotiate a friendship.
The woman I play is a musicologist, an ethnomusicologist, really trying to make her way in a man's world. She meets this woman, she goes to a prison and meets this woman, Alberta, who also has this quiet motor of desperation running inside of her.
Her name is Alberta Johnson. Her friends call her Pearl. When I read the script, I realized, boy, she is not for sale, is she? Not at all.
There are 20 songs in Black Pearl Sings, but what's interesting about it is they're only presented sort of in the context of the scene.
This is really a play very connected to characters, very connected to story, and you're going to see people experiencing those songs in the moment, sharing that song with the other person on stage. And there's something deeply personal and more connected to get to hear music in that way.
Black Pearl Sings is gentle, raucous, and vulnerable.
The script is incredible. Frank Higgins, the author, did such a great job. I think it's a piece that everyone would enjoy.
All would feel, oh, no, all would feel.
Well, there it is. They got to see Lisa and also had a
Lida.
chance to see Abdul.
Yes.
As well.
Yes.
Yes.
Abdul Hamid and Lida Hoffman. is
Lida, I keep
Yes.
calling her Lisa. Thank you
Yes.
for that. So here's the thing. Watching your rehearsal and getting that all together, what does it take for you to prepare for these type of roles? Especially we talked about it being set in the 30s and things of that nature.
We talked about at the very beginning having to unlearn a lot, to go back in the past.
Yeah.
You know, we started this play in 2017, and now that's 2018. We kept saying at the very beginning, let's not think about 2017. Let's go back and unlearn a lot of what we have to learn. I had to really, you know, on the page, Susanna, there's a lot of cringeworthy moments where she asks Pearl to do something that's pretty degrading. But I had to realize that at the time, Susanna is a rock star. She's on the leading edge of trying to save this culture and to promote this culture. But in 2017, it's really, some of it's hard to swallow. So I think it's a great lesson for me as a white woman. You know, I think of myself as pretty progressive and conservative and liberal, but I realize that I have my Freudian slip is showing. But I have, you know, I have blinders, and we all have blinders. So that was really interesting. And in rehearsal, we talked a lot about that. You know, we were in close quarters, and we had to talk about where we're open and where we're blind.
Yeah, and so saying that, this had to bring you closer off the stage as well in being able to examine what it is you need to do to tackle these roles. But as the real people you are, did that help create a connection for you as well?
I think so. I think the story is about overcoming obstacles, and obstacles are relative, so that even if your obstacles are different than Pearl's obstacles, it's a lesson that you can overcome them no matter what they are. And so it gave us a deeper understanding. We talked a lot about the cultural divide, things that are different, things that are the same. And we laughed about a lot of it too. So it really gave us, we just realized that behind all of the stereotypes, sometimes there's a little bit of truth behind each
Absolutely.
Yes.
And we just had a ball sharing and, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Culturally, things that we never would have been able to had we not worked that closely together. So that part was a lot of fun. And I think that the connection, you see it on stage.
I bet.
I've had people tell me that, wow, you know, you guys really just work so well together. And a lot of that comes from the whole rehearsal process, which is almost, in my opinion, it's like a birthing process. Sometimes it's very painful, but you're giving birth to this piece. Sometimes it's, you know, it's ecstatic. Sometimes you think you're almost there and then crash, you know.
Wow.
But when it comes together, that magic of theater happens, and then out comes this beautiful piece.
That even you're mesmerized by. You're like, wow.
Yeah, it really has a
absolutely.
life of its own. And I was laughing because Lynette and I share some artistic angst. You know, right around the same time, we both were going, oh, this is terrible, we should quit acting, let's run away. And then it just takes a life of its own. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I mean, performers, if you don't feel that before you take the stage, usually that's not a good sign. I think those
Right.
butterflies and that, oh my God, okay, we got to do this again.
Otherwise,
That's-
it's too easy, I guess.
Yeah,
Sometimes I wish it was easier.
It just goes with the program, right? But no one ever knows in watching you on stage, and I can't wait to see this. I will be there in a couple of days, so
Yeah.
I'll try not to be like, hi, ladies. Okay, so.
There's a place where you can do that, and we'll wave right back.
Okay, all righty then.
All is broken.
Here's the thing. I just wanted our viewers at home to kind of get an idea of just how talented you are and all the things that you've been able to do. You've been a longtime American Players Theater Company member, and then here you are with background on How to Get Away with Murder, Desperate Housewives, and even Everybody Hates Chris, just to name a few things. So you ladies are bringing a wealth of talent to this stage, and I just wanted everybody at home to realize we have these people come to the city and share all of that, and the least we can do is support it.
Yes.
Thank you. And we love Milwaukee. We don't like the 20 below, but we love Milwaukee.
Well, you get used to that, so just stick around a little longer. You ladies will be here till March, so you'll see that it pretty much stays the same. So what I want to do is definitely give the viewers details again on Black Pearl Sings. It is showing at the Milwaukee Repertory Theater now through March 18th in the Stackner Cabaret. You can visit MilwaukeeRep.com or call 414-224-9490 for ticket information. I thank you both so much for stopping by.
Thank you for having us.
It has been a pleasure talking to you, and again, I cannot wait to see Black Pearl Sing.
See you in a few days.
Alrighty. Lynette DuPree and Colleen Madden, they are the stars of Black Pearl Sings, again showing at the Milwaukee Rep through March 18th. When we return to Our Issues Milwaukee, we'll continue our focus on the live theater. We'll turn our attention to a theater that was founded in 1987, and it's not only one of the nation's most acclaimed children's theaters, it's the second largest theater company in Milwaukee. We'll meet representatives from First Stage right after this.